So that's step 3. That's when you are receiving that. That's when you feel clarity. You feel an idea. You get an idea that would help right now. You get an idea that thrills you when you think about it. You get an idea that rings your bells and makes you buzz a little bit. You feel, and it might just be an idea, hear us and understand us, about cleaning out a drawer. It might be that idea. Doesn't matter how grand you think it is or how insignificant you think it is. When the idea comes from source energy, because you are no longer offering resistance, you're in the receiving mode. We like to explain that the receiving mode is like a cork bobbing on the surface of the water. Let's call that receiving mode. Tuned in, tapped in, turned on. Now you can hold that cork under the water with worrisome thoughts or focused upon things that cause you to feel uncomfortable. But when you let go of it, it's going to bob back up. And that's what you're like. You bob back up if you will just let yourself. In other words, if you're not focused upon worrisome thoughts, and we know this is the last moment in time where you really want to hear that, because there are a lot of worrisome thoughts that are sort of being atmosphered around you. Nobody's asserting them into your experience, but they're available for you to tune into. So when you aren't thinking that thought that causes you to feel bad, then your cork floats. You get into the receptive mode. And that's step 3, receiving. That's where impulses come from. That's where thriving comes from. That's where your replenishment comes from. That's where your cells of your body are nourished. In other words, it's a replenishing mode, replenishing of thoughts, replenishing of point of attraction, replenishment on all levels. It's the receptive mode. It's the receiving mode. It's pure positive energy, and it's raining down all around you. You just have to let yourself open to it. Let yourself open to it and feel it. We are sitting in a room with a tin roof, and the rain just began to rain down, emphasizing that well-being is raining down all around you. In other words, an instant manifestation that demonstrates to you that the majority of what's going on this planet is still well-being raining down around you. And your cork can float if you will just let it. Now, how do you go about letting your cork float? Some want to take hold of it and just goose it up a little bit. That's not a good idea. We don't want you to try to force anything. Just try to relax a little more. Try to think more positive things about more things. In other words, look for reasons to feel good right where you are. And of course, the easiest way for your cork to really float, for you to really accomplish the receptive mode, the easiest way for you to do that is by quieting your mind altogether. Quieting your mind is not a difficult thing. It's a focus thing. It's a focusing on things not interesting, or focusing on things with not much momentum. In other words, if you do it earlier in the day, it's easier for you to quiet your mind. If you wait until your mind is already activated around many other things, it will be less easy for you. Esther has explained to people she visits with about meditation that sometimes it takes her 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 attempts at refocusing into quiet, because there are already thoughts that have some momentum going and they are attracting her. That's what the point of attraction is accomplishing. But if you can find something to focus upon, you may be able to hear the rain that is raining down, or there may be some sound in your environment that you could focus upon. But if you can find something that calls your attention, but not much of it, like the sound that comes from a fan or an air conditioner, or even the sound that comes from a dripping faucet, or the sound that comes from rain raining on your roof to demonstrate for you that here is something for you to focus upon. If you will focus upon that, your mind will quiet, because your thoughts will slow down, because you are not feeding the momentum. You're focused upon something that is more singular. Or you could focus upon your breathing. That's how Esther first meditated. Breathing in and out, counting her breath, wanting to give her attention to that and only to that. And so what you'll discover as you get better and better at releasing thought and easier at allowing your vibration to rise, what you will begin to accomplish is more time in vibrational alignment with the broader part of you, which means more time in vibrational alignment with the desires that you've been projecting or launching into your vortex. More alignment with the desires that you have launched, that your inner being has called into the vortex. More time, more airtime, more practice time, more vibrational time. And before you know it, you'll find that at any moment in time, you have the ability to put yourself in a place apart from others, if you can. Close your eyes, get comfortable, and focus inside your own being and feel what your inner being is feeling. Now, at first, what you'll feel will be feelings. What you'll feel will be emotions. In other words, you may feel ease or maybe some relief initially. You'll feel some maybe movement. Your inner being may direct movement, and you may be a clear recipient of it. And so you may find yourself moving to the rhythm of what your inner being is offering. In other words, think about what's happening. There's no assertion. Your inner being isn't moving your head. There's only attraction. But when you quiet your mind, you become one with that point of attraction. That matters so much. Imagine being in alignment and at the same point of attraction as your inner being, who stands where all of your solutions are, leading you through the path of most allowance, or as we usually speak it to humans, through your path of least resistance, to emotions first, feelings first, bodily sensations first. You may find some feelings of twitches and itches as energy moves about within you. It's all good, and there's no right or wrong way. Just acknowledge that you're tuning in, and don't think too hard about the fact that you are tuned in or that you like to be tuned in. Just be easy in your thoughts about it.